DJ here. I'm 6'4" without shoes, about 6'5" wearing shoes. And today I'm going to tell you how I fit in this 2024 Ram 2500 Limited Edition. Well, let's see how it is getting in and out of the vehicle. Now this one has the Limited, it's got the retractable steps. So coming up on the step, getting in, not an issue at all. My knees aren't running into anything getting in. I'm not having to like move in a certain position to get in the vehicle. Not a problem. Now getting out, probably going to be about the same. Step down on the step and out. Yeah. Getting in and out of this vehicle, not a problem. Okay, back in the vehicle. Let's talk about how I fit when I'm in the driver's seat. As I sit right here, I've got the seat about probably 80% of the way back. There's still a little room yet it can go. I have it set there because that's where I feel comfortable with my arms on the steering wheel. In this position, I have plenty of leg room, no issues there. My feet are comfortably on the pedals. My left foot on the floorboard fits just fine. I have a nice angle at my knee joint there. The only thing I would say is on my right knee, the way I'm sitting, the dash on these, there's a little bit of a bump down where the four-wheel drive controls are. And where that kind of bumps down, it's about half of an inch away from my knee. And I've noticed that if I'm kind of twisting or moving or just kind of sitting in the seat in a slightly different position, my knee will hit that. Moving up to the headroom though, I have probably about 1.5 inches of headroom as I sit right here. It's enough. Maybe a little more might be better, but I'm not hitting the headliner at all. I have good visibility out the windshield. Again, the steering wheel, grabbing the wheel, everything feels pretty natural. My right elbow sitting on the center console has a nice natural feel to it. Overall, I would say this vehicle sitting in the driver's seat here as a 6'4", 6'5"-ish person, it's doable. All right, let's check out the back seat. I've left the driver's seat in that position where it's about 80% of the way back. And coming up in here into the back seat, getting in, no trouble. I'm actually sitting fairly comfortably. I have about 1.5 inches of clearance here at my knees. I could do this. The only thing I'm noticing is the headroom. So with these trucks, after the sunroof, the headliner kind of bumps down. A lot of vehicles are going to do that. And because of that, I lose about 1.5 inches. Well, that's about the clearance I had before, because if you look now, my head is touching. I'm basically there. So in order for me to really sit in here and not hit my head, I'd have to kind of scoot forward. Now I've got that inch or so, but my knees are up against the seat. So it's kind of that fine mix. You kind of have to find the seated position. Again, considering this seat is really far back, as if a tall person were up in the driver's seat. If a regular person was sitting up in the driver's seat, you would have all kinds of room here. You could kind of get into a position where you get some head clearance. I think it would be fine. Overall, backseat comfort-wise, it's good. Now let's take a look at the passenger side. Just because I fit great in the driver's side, that doesn't always mean you're going to fit great in the passenger side. Getting in the passenger side is going to be much like the driver's side. I'll be using the retractable step. Hopping in. Yeah, easy to get into, no trouble. The seat is all the way back right now. But as I sit here, I have good leg room on my right leg. My right leg, I have a nice angle here, fitting perfectly on the floorboard. The problem that I'm seeing here is on the left leg. Because the floorboard bumps out quite a bit, it's coming out more than halfway into my floor space. My left leg cannot do the same thing as my right leg unless I run it over and I sit kind of sideways. That's a little annoying. So most of the time you're going to be sitting kind of like this. And if you look, my feet are going to be staggered. My right foot's going to be down at the floorboard more forward than my left foot. I would say for me, that's mildly annoying. For a long trip, I probably would just end up kind of sitting sideways. Aside from that, headroom, very similar to what it was in the driver's seat. I have that same amount of clearance there. My knee is not bumping into anything. Plenty of left knee room. Even if I did have it up here, it's not bumping up against the dash, or if I have it down here and I sit that kind of sideways, still plenty of clearance. So passenger-wise, great fit with the exception of where you put your left leg. Now I want to bring Matt into here. Now Matt is about 1.5 inches taller than me overall, and he's about 2 inches taller than me in the legs. Let's see if it makes any difference with him.
Well, I'm glad that we decided to have me sit in the truck because, unlike DJ, I don't fit in with headroom. The knee room is great. Headroom, not so much. In fact, I have a hat on right now, and I can take the hat off as well, but my head is jammed into the ceiling. And if I'm not pitched back a little bit, and it's more upright, I'm really jammed in. I almost feel like I need to go into the sunroof area to get some relief for my head. So the overall seated position of this truck for my height at about 6'6.5" is not great. Tons of leg room, totally fine. The headroom's terrible. So let's check out the back seat and see how I fit in comparison to how DJ did. Jumping in, not terrible getting in, not too bad. Instantly, my head is in a forward pitched position. Now, if I had the front seat forward a little bit and I could lay back like this, let's emulate this here by putting my legs on either side. I can sit up and my head is brushing the top, but much more comfortable in a slumped position, kind of. But overall, not great. My head's pretty dang close. So for the back seat, it's a no-go.
All right, well, wrapping up with the 2024 Ram 2500 Limited. For me, it's an okay fit. There are certainly other trucks that are going to fit a lot better if you're my size, but I could do this. In fact, I have driven this truck on a 6-hour drive, and it was okay. About 5 hours in, I did start to feel like, man, I wish I had a little bit of room, but that was after 5 hours. All in all, yeah, if you're my size, 6'5" or so, you could do it.